So now it's going to be the complete May haul, complete May 2023 haul. Now, what makes that different from my complete birthday haul? Well, I got 8 books on my birthday that I bought myself. I didn't include those as complete birthday haul, but it's everything at once. All 73 books, not 72. I keep saying 72. I don't know why. 73. Starting with the first and foremost, Paul is Dead, when the Beatles lost to McCartney. This is a all-in-one book, an original graphic novel, so it doesn't collect any issues, but it's written by Paolo Baron with artwork by Ernesto Carbonetti. Now, both these guys also did. They also both did a another one by Image Comics that was similar to this in plot. It was Jim Lives. It was a Jim Morrison historical fiction book. And this is historical fiction, meaning it's not like it does have to do with a historical figure, but it's not accurate at all. It's not a biopic or anything like that, or a bio comic. And here's the artwork. Artwork is spectacular. It was a spectacular book. I really enjoyed this book, and I'll probably get on the Jim Lives one next. Well, after I read all like 73 books I have. I'll do not include this one. But anyways, Paul is Dead when the Beatles lost McCartney. This is one that I found at my local. So I found at my local Newbury Comics for $10, which is the exact same price that I paid for Jim Lives, and that was Amazon's price too. It wasn't. I didn't get it at Newbury at a discount. It was just on Amazon for a discount. Because Amazon, they're almost all the time. They're like 9 times out of 10, they are full price, and maybe a few bucks cheaper. But because these books are cheaper, $16.99 is the seems to be the agreed upon price. Of course, Image Comics sometimes sell Volume One will be at $9.99, but mostly it's $16.99 is their average price. That's what I was looking for. Is their average price. Amazon says that's cheap enough. They're not gonna take any monies off. It's gonna be full price. Which I find so funny, because at that point I might as well go to the comic book store and get the book right away, not have to wait for you guys and have it get delayed or have it appear damaged or anything, or have it come in damaged or anything. Which none did except for one. That wasn't from Amazon themselves. Okay, so, and you will notice that the book is shorter than your average comic, in your average trade. Next one is Shirtless Bear Fighter 2, collecting Shirtless Bear Fighter 2, issues 1 through 7. They don't do, it's not like issues 7 through 13 at this point. It's just issues 1 through 7 of Shirtless Bear Fighter 2. It's one of those books that they do that rather than continuing on the issues. Full word by Ben Endland, creator of The Tick, but this is written by Jody Lee Hoop with artwork by Neil Vendrell and Michael Spicer. I'm just going to say, and Michael Spicer, let's double check. Because I'm not going to say it's colorist is Michael Spicer. And here is the interior artwork. I got into Shirtless Bear Fighter I got in Shirtless Bear Fighter 1 earlier, like a few years ago, and then I got in his other comic book series, The Weatherman. So as of this, I now have everything that Jody Lee Hoop has done, because he has not done a whole lot for Image Comics. And I always find that funny, Jody. It's for me, especially when I see that it's spelled the same exact way. He spells his name the exact same way as Jody Hauser spells her name. So I always, before I looked up who the guy was, I thought it was a girl. Next up is Savior by Todd McFarlane and Brian Holgun. It is Holguin, not Holgun. I'm going to say Holgun. And then there's an I in here, but it's a silent I. And then Clayton Crane is the artist. Now, sometimes what Image Comics will do is they will, for the most part, it's not Image Comics, it's comics in general, like with trades. It's author first, then artist, then colorist. There's a third one. But this time it's co-author. So I may accidentally say, and I'll double check to make sure, but I may accidentally say that it's an artist when it's authored, when it's actually co-authored. But this one is co-authored. That much I know. This one sounded very interesting. Todd McFarlane is known for, that's not the best page to show. Todd McFarlane is probably best known for creating Spawn for Image Comics. But he did this series called Savior, which collects 8 issues, by the way. All 8 issues of this mini-series. So, he had done Savior, And this was in. Oh, and this is like a stranded on a not stranded. It was a mysterious man appears with no background or memory, so kind of like a Jason Bourne type of thing. That was the connection I wanted to make. I was like, there's a movie that was out and he has a memory. What's that movie? Jason Bourne, but not. It's not Jason Bourne. It seems to be more like a superhero Jason Bourne kind of thing. That was the genre. Next up, we have Syphon Volume One, it's created by Motion Ashraf, but it's actually, the story is by Motion Ashraf. It's written by Patrick Meany and Motion Ashraf. Art is Jeff Edwards, and colors by John Cleese. Now, this collects 1 through 3. It's a 3-issue miniseries, so it's very short, and they give you a lot of back matter. It's actually, it was this much back matter. That much. And then you got that much of story. Yes, 1 through 3 of that series. I know what it was written by. The cover looked interesting. It's one of those books I did judge off its cover. Here's the, and I think it showed artwork. Here's the artwork. I said to everyone, was, yep, got that there. Oh, I haven't been doing the, so far, it looks like we don't have any, except for Shirtless Bear Fighter. No one has put any quotes in that, so Donny Cates and Rick Remender both gave good praise to Shirtless Bear Fighter 2, but none of the others, except for like IGN and other websites, none of them have given quotes except for IGN so far. Ones I've been doing. That's what I'm trying to do for this cut, is go over like everything. Like, it's gonna be a super in-depth comic haul, because that's what I like to do for the end of the month comic hauls. Because sometimes I forget to mention something, and sometimes it's just, I remember this, like, I noticed this, or whatever. But mostly it's forgetting to mention things. Next up is Gunning for Hits Music Thriller by Jeff Rogvi, and with artwork done by Moritat, and I think the colorist is Casey Silver. Let's double check to make sure. Yep, and letters, so there you go. And here is the interior artwork. This is like a crime/music kind of book. So it has to do with it's a punk band, but it's also a crime book. And it collects 1 through 6. Crime thriller music book comic. Next up, we have Haunthology by Jeremy Hahn, and it's everything. It has the artwork, it has the writing, everything. Now, there is a couple pages of just text. And when I first saw this, I was like, oh, damn, it's going to be a whole book? Because I never got to see the interiors. I just saw the exterior. But no, you have artwork here. It's all done in black and white, which I don't mind. I mean, I would prefer it to be in color, but flipping through it, they do it the good way. It seems like it was originally in black and white. Some artwork, and there was a book, a good example is Grip of the Covenant. It seemed as though it was in color first, and then they had to downgrade to black and white, because the black and white artwork was not complementing itself. And if it was in color, it would have gone a lot better. But a good example of good black and white artwork is The Walking Dead. That is spectacular, especially after like the first volume. They really get honestly, I don't want to buy the color versions. There's deluxe editions of the issues that are in color, and I don't want to get those. I only want to read Walking Dead in black and white, and that's always gonna be the case. That it complements it so damn well. That's how well it complements it. I don't want to read it any other way. It's the inverse. Usually, if I find out it's in color or there's a color version, usually I want to read the color version, not the black and white version. But Walking Dead, nope. And it's also because it was originally in black and white. Another great example is Bone. If I finally get into that series, I'm going to get the black and white version, as it was originally in black and white. And uncensored. Apparently there are censored. I think Scholastic censors it, I believe. Next up is Creepshow, and this is by Various, so I'm going to go over all of them. Oh, you know what? Let me do this. I don't want to go over all of them. Hopefully you guys can see that. Move my fingers. Zoom in if you can. If you need to. But you should be able to. Oh yeah, no one gave any praise to Haunthology. James Tinian, Duncan Shabley, and Jeff Lemire all gave good praise to Haunthology. And Creepshow doesn't have anything, except for like CBR, Screen Rants, all those. But it's just again, it's just CBR and Screen Rant. Does that mean, like, who from Screen Rant and CBR said that? Come on. I have all the time to choke on nothing. Michael Walsh, the Silver Coin, gave a case number, but he said I can't wait to read more. Oh, to read more. I thought I said I can't wait to read this, but he said more. But playing, he read it. It 1 through 5 of Creepshow, and an interior artwork. It's done. And Haunthology it was all in one. It was an OGN. But this several artists. I'm just gonna do like one part of the book. And push some new master. And went back before I forget. Nick Dragotta gave good praise to it, and again the rest are just kind of Charlie Adler, Walking Dead. Does he star in it? The TV show? Is he an artist? Is he an author? Well, not an author, but what? Colorist? Letterer? How pathetic is it? Is it artist or letterer? Because letterer means nothing. It's just the letters. I don't even credit any letters, really. New Masters is written by Shobo Coker, and the artist is Shof Coker. So, brothers, lovers, husband and wife, I don't know. But they're related, and they're either related by technicality or not. Or are. Sorry, either related by technicality or actually related. Like, technicality being like husband and wife. It's technically a relation. It's a relationship, so, you know. There you go. This interior artwork, very cool. This is New Masters, by the way. I don't know if I said that. Collecting 1 through 6 of New Masters. And that was so it was just the first 8 of the books that I bought myself. But now we're on to the ones that you guys have already seen for not yesterday's video, because I'm uploading everything on the same day. So I just got done like a few hours ago, about an hour ago, uploading the I uploaded the first cut. I uploaded my complete birthday haul. I went to go get some lunch, came back up, and then waited for that to upload before I filmed this. So, there you go. But if you saw that video, you've seen everything as of right now. This is the only thing that you haven't seen. You didn't see that part of the video. That's what I mean. So, you know what I mean. So 12 and a half minutes in as well. I didn't do that for 15 minutes, so I'm not going to do it here, apparently. But anyways, yeah, so Thought Bubble Anthology is 2011, collects 2011-2015 annuals of Thought Bubble Anthology. Nothing out of Volume One, but I don't think the Legal Defense Fund Liberty book did that either. Now it's another anthology book. So I'll go over again not go over, but I'll just do this so you can see all the writers and artists. It's anthology, so multiple artists and authors. So here's this. I mainly got this because it was Alicott and Warren Ellis. Like, why not? And Becky Cloonan. Hey, Charlie Adler. We were just talking about him. Gabriel Bott did, along with Fabio Moon, did Day Tripper. That was absolutely incredible. It'd be kind of funny if, ironically enough, they were doing a story for that series. Because you could do that. Oh, Rick Remender's here, too. I could do, because they did, the Legal Defense Fund Liberty, comic book Legal Defense Fund Liberty had a The Boys issue in it, The Boys story in it, and that's Dynamite, but it was for Image, so it was kind of like they were able to do that. Yes, Thought Bubble Anthology. I showed the artwork. I'm pretty sure I remember to do that. Yeah, did it for that. I'm pretty sure I did it. I did it for Gunny for hits. I hope I did. Next up is Image Comics Select. Look at the back to make sure. Kirby gave good praise. Enrico Marini. Oh, he's no, he wrote the Dark Prince Charming. Oh, that guy, cool. Jason Latour gave a good praise. So we've seen the books I got from him, from Image Comics. So 1 through 6 of slots, and this is like like I said before, it's a Vegas crime thriller. Here is the artwork for slots. Oh, and the art, and it's written and drawn by writer and artist Dan Panosian. Next up is Darkerfang Volume One, Earth Calling, written by Miles Gunter, with artwork by Kelsey Shannon. It's a vampire book. Now this may have ended up being the one that I got confused. I thought Necromancer was the Buffy the Vampire Slayer book. I keep saying that, so it's either this or the other one. It seems like this one is more than Necromancer was. I could be wrong though. Actually no. I remember now. I remember 100%. It was Necromancer, but still both vampire books. Next up, we have all 3 volumes of. Just put them in order. Of Gasolina. All 3 volumes of Gasolina, written by Sean Makowitz with artwork by Nico Walter and colors by Matt Lopes. So Gasolina Volume 1, Buenavito collects 1 through 3 of Gasolina. There's the artwork. Again, I would like that kind of artwork. I don't know different types of artwork, but that kind of artwork. Gasolina Volume 2, Fiesta collecting 7 through 12 of Gasolina. And finally, Gasolina Volume 3, Viva Mexico collecting 13 to 18 of Gasolina. And no quotes at all, actually. But I still... Oh, sorry. Gasolina is a drug cartel meets alien invasion story. And, again, right up my alley. All 4 volumes of Clone, written by David Schellner with artwork by Juan Jose RYP, and colorist is Felix Serrano. And this is a guy finds his exact copy clone of himself dead in his house, and it's a murder mystery with the clone. And then there's the interior artwork for the book. And Volume 1, so it's Clone Volume 1, first generation, collecting 1 through 5 of Clone. And no quotes. No, it's just blank. No praise. Clone Volume, this one did a lot. Gasolina did not get the best reviews, but this got pretty good reviews. Clone Volume 2, second generation, collecting Clone 6 to 10. And again, like I said before, Gasolina and Clone were advertised on the back of other Image Skybound books, specifically Excellence and Horizon, both written by Bram Thomas. Clone Volume 3, third generation, collecting Clone issues 11 to 15. Now I really want to watch that Gemini Man, Will Smith movie. They said that the only downside was that it was just kind of very cookie cutter, been there, done that kind of movie. But they honestly gave very high praise, surprisingly high praise to the acting, which I didn't think they would give. I didn't think that was they tried with. You know what I mean? Clone Volume, they didn't put that much effort into it, the actors and actresses. And then Clone Volume 4, fourth generation, collecting Clone issues 16 to 20. I almost said 18. The 6 looked like an 8, but yeah, no, 16 to 20. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. For whatever reason that was for. But you always include the issue you're on. Because 16, well, what's 20 minus 16? That's 4. When you're doing it by comic books, you count the number you're on. Like, I count the day I'm on when I'm saying, oh, it's this many days until blank. Because unless, it's 10 o'clock at night, like in the morning I say it's 2 more days until this date, and then I include that day, you know. Alright, so then we got Goners and Number One with a Bullet, both collecting the 6-issue series, but this one isn't a mini-series. This was, it was like with Darkerfang. I forgot to mention that with Darkerfang. It's one of those rare Volume 1 $10 books that they thought would be an ongoing, but it wasn't, got canceled. And I think at least with Darkerfang, there are issues missing. There's some issues left, and they have been officially released, I believe, but not digitally, which causes me to believe they haven't released. But there is a Warren Ellis book called Fell, and issue 9 is technically available. You can get it, but it's not digitally. So yeah, 1 through 6 of Goners, written by Jacob Semahan. And the artist is George Corona. Inker and letterer is Steve Wands. Gabriel Casada is the colorist. and Morgan Beam is the watercolorist, and then Kathleen McKay is the editor. It was only one name. I decided to hell with it. Name all the names. Credit all the names. Behind the book. Yeah, into your artwork. Then number 1, the bullet is everyone comes back from this book besides. Well, actually no. Everyone. It's the same creative team except for Jen Hickman, who is the colorist this time. And here's the interior artwork. I remembered. And then 1 through 6, I have another one with the bullet. Again, two pretty thick trades for one only being $10. The other one was $17.99, which makes sense. Next up is Twisted Romance, written by Alex DeCampi and friends. And this collects 1 through 4 of Twisted Romance. A pretty thick book for only collecting 4 issues. I know I said before, but worth mentioning again. Interior artwork. Again, a book you can definitely judge based off its cover, because it is that kind of book. It's more, targeted towards women, but anyone can read it, and it's definitely a romance book. Like, it's definitely about like love stories and shit like that. The one that did catch my eye was Demons Prowl, the 70s New York disco scene. So that sounds interesting. Hopefully it's on a metaphor, in that kind of sense. Next up is the Freeze Volume One by David Wickling with artwork by Philip Sevy, collecting 1 through 4 of the Freeze. Here's the interior artwork. Whoops. Here's the interior artwork. I said 1 through 4. Yep, I did. Next up is the aforementioned The Necromancer, which is the Buffy the Vampire Slayer one. Oh, the Freeze is, sorry, I went too fast for the Freeze. That's a fair to mention. The Freeze is like Joshua Williamson's Frostbite series from Vertigo. Same kind of plot there, surviving in an Ice Age world. Necromancer Book 1 by Joshua Ortega with artwork by Francis Vanderpool. Yet again, I'm going to mention that it's ironic that I got a Brian Bucalato book and a Francis Vanderpool book in the same month, because they both did they both had a flash run back in the New 52 days, and they're both same publisher too. All these books, all 73 books, are from Image. Really trying to get that Image Comics shelf filled to the brim. Next up, oh wait, any quotes? Sorry, I've been slacking. No. I mean quotes like by authors they know. Again, a lot of these so far have just been magazines and like article pieces, like IGN clones basically. Shav Waller, not really. I know. Yeah, again, pretty cool. Hitflex, it's kind of funny. Weird Science I've heard good praise from, so that's cool. That was for number 1, the bullet. So far, it looks like I didn't miss a beat. Oh, Joshua Williamson likes Goners. That's cool. Alright, that was it. Nice. Barely missed a beat there. Alright, so, sorry. Back to basics. Back to the show. Wolf Volumes 1 and 2, collecting all 8 issues of this miniseries, all written by Alicott, but different artists for each volume. So here's for Volume 1, collecting 1 through 4. Of Wolf. And then here's Volume 2. And here's all the names behind that one. And this one collects 5 through 8. Next up, we have Generation Gone, a book I actually have read, and I really enjoyed it. Written by Alicott with artwork done by Andre Lima Araujo. Then we got the artwork, interior artwork here. And it collects 1 through 5 of the series. Then we have all 4 volumes of Zero, written by Alicott. All 18 issues in 4 volumes. Volume 1 collects 1 through 5 of Zero, and it's called Zero Volume. So forgetful. I'm trying to make this more complete, and I'm already failing. Alright, so, whoa! What the hell was that about? Alright, so Wolf Volume 1, Blood and Magic, collecting 1 through 4 of the series, and then Wolf Volume 2, Apocalypse Soon, collecting 5 through 8 of the series, and Generation Gone is Generation Gone Volume One, collecting 1 through 5 of the series. I know, I like to be complete. If it's like 0 Volume One in Emergency, collecting 1 through 5, written by Alicott and then others, of course, a whole bunch of names there. I don't like just saying 0 Volume One, collecting blank, by blank. I like to be absolutely. I'm a completist. And I'm going to do the artwork again, just in case I had to interrupt myself to go back in time and go back to the other ones before I did before. I don't mind it. It's unorganized. I really don't. I just hope you guys don't mind it, because I know it's a bit unprofessional, but hey, I'm starting out. Technically, I don't know. I've been doing this for 10 years. Not professional. Not professionally. I've been doing it professionally for about like a few years. So technically, I'm still new to the game. Okay, 0 Volume 2 at the heart of it all, collecting 6 through 10 of the series. I'll do this again. These are the names. 0 Volume 3, Tenderness of Wolves, 11 to 14. And 0 Volume 4, Who by Fire, collecting 15 to 18. Again, it's a James Bond kind of book. Generation Gone was a superhero book. But 0 was a James Bond type comic. Which is ironic because Alicott did have a run on James Bond for Dynamite. Next up is Change by Alicott, artwork by Morgan Jeske, and colors by Sloan Leone, which ironically enough I do have her Image Comics work, and that was Bram Stoker. When she actually did that she wrote, not just did the artwork for. Yeah, for Change. 1 through 4. But I think I already mentioned that though. And here is the interior artwork for Change. Sci-fi comic, right? Yep, sci-fi. The Surface, and another Alicott sci-fi epic. This time the artist is Langdon Foss, and the colorist is Jordi Belair. Yeah, we're 30 minutes in, and we still have a pretty big stack to go, so good. I just want this video to be long, too. Might as well. Yeah, all day. Here's the interior artwork for the Surface, and the Surface 1 through 5, I believe. It's in the back. I have to do all the inside the book. The reason why I get annoyed about that is because of the fact that, it's not even here. Right here. It's like a maze. You gotta go, oh, here, oh no, actually over here. I know, 1 through 4 of the Surface. And I kept saying 1 through 5 of the Surface. Again, like I said before, if it's more than one, if it's less than, if it's only 1 volume, expect it to be all the issues of that series, unless I say otherwise. Because I remember which ones were like, no, this isn't all the issues. There's some issues, got canceled. Other than that, assume as all the issues available of that main series. So next up is Days of Hate, Volumes 1 and 2, collecting all 12 issues in 2 volumes. Days of Hate, Volume 1 by Alicott, and, it's this weird Zedge guy. Drawn by Danny J. Sezije. Colored by Jordi Belair, though. And it collects 1 through 6 for Days of Hate, Act 1. Now we'll do this. Here's the interior artwork. I don't want to show... I guess this is an ex-library book. I don't want to show what the library is, just in case. I don't know. I feel like that's one of those things I should do. Days of Hate, Act 2. If it ends up showing, I'm not going to edit it out. It's not that big a deal. But Days of Hate, Act 2, collecting 7 through 12 of Days of Hate. Assuming it's the same creative team. Yep. As the Volume 1. Next up, we have The New World, written by Alicott with artwork by Trad Moore. Here's the interior artwork. Here's the interior artwork. It's lesbians in space. It collects 1 through 6 of The New World. Next up, we have Loose Ends by Jason Latour with art. Oh, I haven't been doing the... Jason and Aaron give it praise for this book. Andrew Robinson gave praise. The 5th Beatle, huh? That is for Loose Ends. Trad Moore as a... It's just saying who it's written by. Nothing. of note, at least. And some of them don't even have any quotes. Yeah, again, the Comics Alliance, IGN, I don't really count those. Kieran Gillen gave praise to Generation Gone. I know, we're unorganized, I keep forgetting. And we're fine here. It's not too far back. It's not like I have to go all the way back to the beginning. So Jason Aaron ironically gave praise to this book, and Jason Aaron and Jason Latour created Southern Bastards for Image Comics. This is 1 through 4 of Loose Ends, written by Jason Latour. And let's get to this here. I'm sick and tired of saying the same artists and writers and colorists and everything. Black Cloud Volumes 1 and 2. I'm going to show you guys all the guys who brought the book, by the book. Volume 1 collects 1 through 5. Volume 2 collects 6 through 10. Whoops! But more specifically, before I drop it again, like a dumbass. So the Butterfingers right now. Alright, so here's the interior artwork. 1 through 5. It's Black Cloud Volume 1. No Exit, collecting 1 through 5 of Black Cloud. By all these guys. But mainly Ivan Brandon and Jason Latour. And again, Ivan Brandon did, Jason Latour just did a story along with Ivan Brandon, but Ivan Brandon did the script. So I'm assuming it's technically more an Ivan Brandon book, but I'm going to count it as a Jason Latour book. Although he is credited second here, but first here, so it swaps. And Volume 2, No Return, collects 6 through 10 of Black Cloud. Oh wait, I didn't do that. I never do the artwork for the next volume. Just in case I didn't do the first volume, here it is. I did, didn't I? No, I didn't. They said it's very similar to Sandman, plot-wise. Intersect Volume 1 by Ray Fox, drawn, artist, everything. Now there is a little blemish here. It's like a knife cut. Let's see. I don't know if you can see that too well. It's very, very small. Like I would have to really look at it to see it. I can definitely feel it, but I have to really look close to see where it's actually torn. Not torn, but knifed. There we go. That's a better way of seeing it. Oh, and it's 1 through 6 of Intersect that it collects. Then we got Underwinter Volume 2 of Field of Feathers, collecting 1 through 5 of Field of Feathers, Underwinter. Here's the interior artwork. Again, very, like what I forgot to mention, it's like with his other work for Image Comics, it's very experimental. It's very, very different kind of artwork. Noticeably so. Then we got Underwinter Queen of Spirits, collecting 1 through 5 of Queen of Spirits. I put that in air quotes because it might be an OGN, but it goes by chapters rather than issues. So you still, have the feel of it being issues rather than an OGN itself. And also, it's Ray Fox. Drawn and written by Ray Fox. Then we got both volumes of Commanders in Crisis by Steve Orlando and David E. Tinto. Both volumes, collecting all 12 issues of Commanders in Crisis in 2 volumes, 6 issues per volume. So Commanders in Crisis Volume 1 collects 1 through 6. Again, I'm checking to make sure. I'll do it here to make sure that, you know what, I want to do interior artwork before I forget. And then Volume 2, so it's Commanders in Crisis Book 1, The Action, collecting 1 through 6 of Commanders in Crisis. Then we have Commanders in Crisis Book 2, The Reaction, collecting 7 through 12 of Commanders in Crisis. The good thing with me uploading this a few days later is that I have enough time. If I'm like, I don't like how that came out, or I forgot to mention this, I can re-upload. But right now, because I've been doing back-to-back uploads, I've decided I might as well do it all in one day, and I'm probably not gonna, whatever, at the end of the day, it's not gonna be perfect. It's book 2, The Reaction, collecting 7 through 12 of Commanders in Crisis. Because I already know that I forgot to, mention who, I didn't do the quotes. Any quotes from anybody that's not IGN? Well, let's see. So far, no. Again, by IG, I mean IGN clones, like Major Spoilers, Paste Magazine, and that kind of stuff. Just, I'm not saying clones, like they're identical, I'm just saying, like, it's just, like, it's a website or a magazine. But so far, we're so good. Yeah, we're good. Awesome. The End Times of Bram and Ben, written by James Asmus and someone Festante. Jim Festante. Penciled by Rem Brew. And since I'm going to show I'm going to show you all the names, since this page has the interior artwork. So he's killed two birds with one stone. Yeah. Then we got all 3 volumes of Evolution, written by James Asmus and others. And Christopher Zabala was the 2 names worth mentioning, but I will show you guys all the people behind it. Here we go. And each volume collects 6 issues. Evolution Volume One, Origin of a Species collects 1 through 6. I just did interior artwork twice. Evolution Volume 1, Origin of a Species collects issues 1 through 6 of Evolution. Evolution Volume 2, Adapt and Die collects 7 through 12. And Evolution Volume 3, Extinction collects 7 through 12. 7 to 12. Collects 13 to 18. This series is it's very self-explanatory, like a clone, very self-explanatory plot based off of his title. So there you go. Then, speaking of Christopher Zabala, or it was a lot of Christopher Zabala books. The next, wow, still going. There we go. So the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books are all written by Christopher Zabala, and they are. Well, I'm not gonna go all over them all at once because I feel like it's just gonna. All right. So first up, all 3 volumes of Crowded, collecting all 17 issues of that series. Well, 12 issues for the first 2 volumes, and like with Moonstruck, they decided to for the last volume but it was all in one. It's an OGN, but it still went by chapters to give that feeling of it being issue by issue. That's what I think happens anyways, because I wasn't able to find the issues on comic book roundup, and they usually do have, like, they're usually accurate. So Crowded, I had read before, the first issue at least, and then finished it with Generation Gone. I just read the first issue of it because it was for free on the Kindle. Free, as in legally free on Kindle. And I read it so you can get it yourself for 100% legally. And I really liked it. It started out kind of annoying, but it ended with a huge-ass cliffhanger, and honestly, it wasn't as bad. It's one of those things where all your problems, melted away because the book was so good at the end. Or so investing at the end. I'd say it's more investing than good. It definitely has its fair share of issues, but it's at least investing. So this side. Crowded Volume 2... Oh, sorry, it's Crowded Volume 1... Soft Apocalypse, collecting 1 through 6 of Crowded. And just in case I didn't do interior artwork, I'm pretty sure I remember it, but here it is. Again, it's that kind of... not the best... Oh, so it's the artist is Rothstein. Sorry. Oh, and that was like 8 failures in one. 8 failures all at once. I think... So nothing for Evolution. Like, absolutely nothing for Evolution. And then we're good. Okay, there we go, right? It's right here. Okay. All new short story I added to Bram and Ben. This Bram Ben book is there's just after the 4 issue miniseries, an extra little story there. Scott Snyder, don't know Delay Donson, don't know Tom Sourpuss, Schlarfling, but I saw Sour something. Leo Williams, Chip Zdarsky, and Chelsea Crane all gave it high praise. So there you go. And for Volume 2, guess who else gave it good praise? Well, apparently Ryan Reynolds. I don't know if that's a joke quote or not. It is shown twice, once on the cover and then on the back. Avita Ayala, Kieran Gillen, and Kelly Thompson. So 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple threat for quotes, for good praise quotes kind of thing, blurbs. So Volume 2, Glitter Dystopia, collects 7 through 12 of Crowded, and then Crowded Volume 3, Cutting Edge Desolation, collects 13 to 17. I definitely did not say that in my last cut, which is why I'm glad I did this cut. Well, not last cut, last video, which is why I'm glad I'm doing this video. Because last video was my complete birthday haul. So the only thing that was new was in this video was the first 8 books. Next up, we have Shanghai Red by Christopher Zabala. Artwork is Joshua Hickson, and it collects 1 through 5. And make sure that's not co-authored by. Nope, art and colors, Joshua Hickson. Awesome. Awesome. It's a pirate book. I figured it would be because Shanghai. I always think of Shanghai, that SpongeBob episode when I hear the word Shanghai, and then I associate with pirates. So that was the Flying Dutchman episode. I should hopefully not have to explain. I should not have had to explain what the episode was about. Hopefully, because all of you have seen it. It's a classic episode, not only SpongeBob but animation in general. And no, I'm not exaggerating. Screamland Volume 1, Volumes 1 and 2. Volume 1 collecting 1 through 5 of the series by Howard Sipe with artwork by Hector Casanova. Again, it's like the classic monsters in the real world. Well, not in the real world, but in the real world. And Volume 2 adds on to, is also about same thing, but they're trying to prevent a movie from being made, which sounds interesting. Okay, so Cullen Bunn give it good praise for Volume 2 at least. For Volume 2 at least. It's Screamland Death of the Party by Howard Sipe. He teams up with Christopher Zabala, but different artists this time. It's Lee Leslie. So I was going over. I can find it. Issues. I'm pretty sure it's 1 through 6. Yep. And it says Screamland 1 through 6, but I'm going to say Screamland Death of the Party 1 through 6. It's definitely a different book than the original Screamland was. And it should be, because it adds an extra issue. Demonic. Oh, and so let's check Volume 1. Volume 1 has no quotes by anyone. Jonathan, nope. That was Jonathan Hickman. Jim Mahfood. But he did Girl Scouts. I think he did another book I've read by him. I can't remember though, off the top of my head. It at the very least sounds familiar. I can credit a book he's done. All right, next one up is Demonic by Christopher Zabala with artwork by Nico Walter, and Dan Brown was the coloring, right? Colorist. Yep. That's Demonic, and this one collects Demonic 1 through 5. I'm sorry, 1 through 6 for Demonic. But a main comparison they were making, it was very similar to Outcast and a book we'll be seeing pretty soon here, Sons of the Devil. Next up is High Crimes, collecting all 12 issues of this series all in one, which doesn't seem like it does. It does seem thick, don't get me wrong, but according to Amazon, it's 200 pages, and that's only a few more pages than Monstrous, and Monstrous only collects 6. Yes, first issue was 72 pages, but cut that in half, it's only 2 more issues. Yeah, it's only 8, honestly. That is. No, actually 7, because you read 1 more, right? You get the idea. Okay, 1 to 12. Christopher Zabala, so, who does... So, Abraham, you know what I'm going to do? Let's go do this, because it's a hard name to pronounce, so let's do everything. There you go. And into your... This is about climbing Mount Everest, but there is a bit of a twist in this book. For that book, that comic, and that. No, I said it right the first time. Next up is, I would say, just fine the first time. Next up is By Chance or Providence, written by Becky Cloonan with artwork by Lee Lutheridge. And this is I'm gonna say an OGN. Like I said last time, I'm just gonna naturally assume it's an OGN, meaning all in one, no issues collected here. It's just like, original graphic novel. Then we have, so yeah, I did the artist, I did everything. I thought I was forgetting a step, but I wasn't. Oh, I am. God damn. Okay, so Mike Mignola gave good praise to, By Chance of Providence, High Crimes. Doesn't look at. Oh, Jerry Duggan said High Crimes is good. Kelly Sudaconic said gave good praise. Chuck Wendig gave good praise. Chelsea Keenan, you're gonna give good praise to High Crimes. And I think that's it. Yep, that's it. Nice. So I'm not too far behind. I'm getting better at it, guys. I'm getting better. And I might just do it at the end to make the video longer. I'll go through them all. I don't want to do that. Nothing for Southern Cross. Southern Cross Volume 1 collects 1 through 6, and Volume 2 collects 7 through 12. There are 2 additional issues. It got canceled prematurely, so there's 2 additional issues that probably end up on a cliffhanger, available on the Kindle. So for the completist in you. Definitely, I felt the need to do that. So this series is written by... Yeah, let's do this. Whoa, because it's a triple threat. No, it's not triple threat. Killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Just showing that, and then showing the interior artwork. Make sure, because it was completely blind there for a sec. There we go. It's hard doing it this way. I'm gonna get close. I'm gonna get, push the books to the side so I'm not so far away or so, like, lopsided-ish. I don't know how you say that. 7 through 12 for Southern Cross Volume 2. I have 2 piles, so there's so many books this time around. And the way I'm stacking them when I'm done talking about them. Okay, so the next one up is Sons of the Devil. It is 15 issues in total, written by Brian Buccellato. As I said before, Helter Skelter meets True Detective meets, and Orphan Black meets Helter Skelter. So Sons of the Devil, Book 1, collecting 1 through 5, and I keep forgetting to mention this, and a original 10-page story for one of the characters that's not included anywhere else but here. Actually, I mentioned that my first part of the my library thingy, not library thingy, my comic call, birthday call. Joshua Williamson, Cal Higgins give a good praise. Scott Steiner give a good praise. Awesome. So yeah, 1 through 5 for Volume 1, interior artwork. That's what I was forgetting. So yeah, 1 through 5 for Volume 1. Why put that there? Oh yeah, I kind of have to. Sons of the Devil, Book 2. Oh, sorry, Tony Infante is the artist for this series. Sons of the Devil, Volume 2 collects 6 through 10. And Sons of the Devil Volume 3 collects 11 to 15. It feels like it's Volume 1, I say. Oh, wait, no, I think it's 11 to 14. I think it's one of those books, that's probably why it feels so much thinner than the others. I think it was only 14 issues. Yep, 11 to 14. Sorry about that. So 11 to 14, not 15. Again, naturally assume, well, this one. But it's unless I say something, all the volumes collect the entire series. Unless I say otherwise. Naturally assume that. Afar, again, I'm going to assume it's an OGN, but it's a pretty thick one. So, I can't say if it's 5 issues. I'll look at the entire thing here. But it has to do with Astral Projection, written by Lady Del Duca, with artwork by Cat Seaton. Nothing. So yeah, OGN. Here's the I'm gonna assume. Here's the interior artwork. Next one up is Down. Amazon says Down/Warren Ellis. That's what they say. But it's Down written by Warren Ellis, but it's the best of Warren Ellis Down, and then you get Witchblade too. Gets 2 issues of Witchblade. Oh, this is right here. Tales of the Witchblade. Yeah, but it's Tales of the Witchblade issues 3 and 4 according to the table of contents, which can't be wrong. But it's 1 through 4 of Down and 3 and 4 of Witchblade. Yeah, doing the math, it's only issues 3 and 4. He got some bonus materials and a cover gallery. So yeah, that's that. And it's written by Warren Ellis, and at least for Down, the artist is Tony Harris. I'm going to naturally assume it's Mark Silvestri for, or whoever the original artist is for Tales of the Witchblade. I'll try and flip through and see if I can see it here. Here's changed here. Yep, it did. No, Billy Tan and Brian Ching is pencils, but a bunch here. Let's do this. Here's the artwork for Witchblade. But then here's all the creativity behind the book. City of Silence is written by Warren Ellis, and artwork is done by Gary Erskine. Here's the interior artwork. It's 1 through 3. Click issues 1 through 3. We're almost done. I am kind of speeding past these at a breakneck. No, not really. Almost an hour. Damn. I just feel like I think this cut is going by really good. I'm forgetting some things. Well, I'll just go back. It's not a big deal. But I'm going to go back in time. So other than one book, all these books appeared in perfectly good condition. I will show you which one didn't appear in too great a condition. But even then, it's an easy fix. So if I really feel I need to make a change, or to make a change, if I really feel I need to So nothing so far. Good. We're right on the money. Still going strong. Alright, next up is A Man Among Ye, Volumes 1 and 2, collecting all 8 issues of the series by Stephanie Phillips. Again, I'm going to say this again. She is the co-author of the of Charlie's book, Moist Critical, Godslap. Co-wrote Godslap. 1 through 4, and so Volume 1, A Man Among Ye, Volume 1 collects 1 through 4 of A Man Among Ye, by Stephanie Phillips and Craig Sarnak has the artwork, and then he's the artist too, but she's the author. Here's that. And 1 through 4 of A Man Among Ye. Did I do interior artwork for City of Silence? I feel like I didn't. Here it is, just in case, for City of Silence, the interior artwork for City of Silence. Now here it is for A Man Among Ye, which is another pirate book. Pirate book. And then A Man Among Ye, Volume 2, collects 1 through 4. Now, different creative team this time, except for the artist and author. There's I think the new colorist or something. Hell, and actually, it's new. Sorry, new artist. So it's new, just same writer. Everything else is different. And there you go. There's that for that book. There's something else I was going to mention. I forget. 5 through 8, not 4 through 8. 5 through 8. They want to collect the same issue twice. Like that. So this is Mind the Gap. This is all 3 volumes of this series, and there is a blemish here. It is a pretty bad one, but hey, it only really. Oh, it's so nice. It's not actually in the book itself, so I don't want to separate too much, but it's just like part of the book came loose, not the actual book, not the full page like this, but just part of it. So it still opens just fine. That is awesome. I'm so glad I saw that. Worst case, I'll tape it, and or glue it very delicately, like a little Q-tip, and go beep beep. Even then that's too much. But yeah, I'll just make sure to take good care of it. So Mind the Gap, Volume 1, more care than I do for other books. Like that, you know what I mean, like extra care. That was the word. Mind the Gap, Volume 1, Intimate Strangers, collects 1 through 5 of this series, written by the first 5 issues of the series, written by Jim McCann, with artwork done by Roden Esquizos. Yeah, I'm just gonna show everything. And this book is about solving your murder when you're in a coma. And here's everything, all the artists and all the people behind this book. It's a bunch of them. 4 books left after Mind the Gap. Mind the Gap, Volume 2, Wish You Were Here, collecting issues 6 through 10 of Mind the Gap. I'm looking at the back and no quotes. I'll do it for Volume 1 just in case. Sometimes it only will show on. It will only show in Volume 1, but it won't show in Volume 2. Nothing. Again, IGN type websites and shit. Where they don't say. But by that I mean they don't. It's websites where they don't say who said that? Is it Jim Valentino? Is it Ricardo Freeman? Oh no, we don't know because they won't tell us. You're just saying IGN or IO9 or Weird Science or Bleeding Cool or iFanboy, and there's definitely more than one person working at those places. So who said that? And it's not collectively they say we like this book was very good, because that's just freaky. 6 through 10 for Volume 2. Wish you were here. Mind the Gap. I'm pretty sure I said that, but I'm reiterating it just in case. Because sometimes I'll be like, oh yeah, I did mention that. No, I didn't. Because I've been uploading so much today, I got confused. And I did it last video. So that'll happen sometimes. Mind the Gap, Volume 3, Out of Bodies, collecting 11 to 15 of this series. And it says conclusion, right? I swear to God, it just said that. Nope. I didn't see it. I think this is another one where not every issue was collected in the trades, and it got canceled prematurely, so there's a few issues out there. But again, not on the Kindle, I believe. At least I think so. At least I don't think so. But yes. Final 4, and 2 of them are and 2 out of the 4 is the same series. All written by the same author. Last 4 are all written by Jason Aaron, but this one is an exception because Dennis Hallam joins him for Sea of Stars. Sea of Stars Volume 1 collects 1 through 5 of Sea of Stars, and Sea of Stars Volume 2, Sea of Stars Volume 1, I think it's called something. Yes, Sea of Stars Volume 1, Lost in the Wild Heavens, collects 1 through 5 of Sea of Stars. Artwork. Come on. Uh-oh, I hear people. I think I hear people. Stephen Green and Rico Renzi are artists, colorists, whatever the hell. And then 6 to 11 for Sea of Stars Volume 2. What is it called? The People of the Broken Moon. Volume 2, People of the Broken Moon. Specifically, here I'll do the artist, because I think I have some time. I think it's False Alarm. Stephen Green is the artist. Rico Renzi is the colorist. And no quotes in the back here. Whatsoever. And nope. And then I already checked Mind the Gap. But one that no matter who gave praise, no matter how few people gave praise to this next book, this is a fantastic book that I highly recommend. And that is Jason Aaron, Cameron Stewart, and David McCraig's series, The Other Side. It's collecting 1 through 5. One thing I forgot to mention is that this is originally Vertigo, but it went over to Image afterwards. So 1 through 5 of The Other Side collected in this, and it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty well put together hardcover, and there's the interior artwork. 1 through 5. Yep, and in the back here. But if you want to know who gave it praise other than myself, Brian K. Vaughan did. And the rest is just School Library Journal, IGN, IO9. Those types of websites you don't know who said it. Just like, why even put it in there in the first place? I mean, okay, I know why I put it in there in the first place, but still. Because I feel like I know they're trying to say, like, oh, we like IGN, well, they like this book, so pick up this book. But I feel like everyone is still going to say, well, who said it? I like Charlie Adland. I agree with him the most for IGN. I'm giving random names. I'm not saying they're actually working for IGN, of course. But Charlie Adland, like, he does, I trust him, but I don't. Like, this guy over here, Jonathan Hickman, he said this book was good, and I hated that book. So I don't trust him as much. So did Jonathan Hickman say this book was good from IGN? Or who from IGN is saying that, you know? It's weird. Final one is Men of Wrath, written by Jason Aaron with artwork done by Ron Garney, and it collects all 5 issues of this series. And it's another, with Loose Ends, it's another Southern crime book. But it's written by Southern Cross, not Southern Cross. It's written by Southern Bastard guys. Writers behind that book. Creators. And that, as they say, is that 73 books in 1 month. I am hoping that I'm getting a new board to the end of my shelf here. I am hoping that I can get that it is going to go all the way to the end. And I won't have any extra rum, except for some breathing rum if needed. But that, as I say, is that 59 minutes. Technically, not an hour-long video, but I want to be another hour. I'm not gonna hold you guys hostage for another hour. God no. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I was gonna say I'm gonna go over the quotes again, but nah. But it's a lot of books this month. A lot and a lot, a lot. It's too much, at least. Too much, you ask? No. I could not even say how much would be too much. Maybe 1,000. Even then, if I had to read them, but if I got 1,000 library books, that'd be too much comics for me. But other than that, I don't think I'd ever get too many comics. But that, as they say, is that. I am finally done recording. I can take the rest of the day off. I do like recording, though. Recording is the best. Editing, I don't like. I don't edit either way, anyways. Zoomed in. It looked weird here. It looked like it was different, like doing this. Other than the fact that it zoomed in.